Hi, I'm Matt Mason, Nebraska State poet, and I am excited to be speaking with you here today. I'm really appreciative of all the work that the Nebraska Arts Council does to bring the arts and support the arts and artists around the state. So it's a real joy to be here. I'm going to read a couple poems. This one I wrote outside Seinert's Bakery in McCook, Nebraska, one of my favorite places to be, and their apple planter sandwich is one of my favorite things to eat. And this poem is, we're getting there. It's called As We Enter the Afterward. Last night I listened to music in a packed cafe. Last week I rode an airplane. I watched a movie the week before, indoors, in not my doors, meaning blue seats, cup holders, other people nearby. And it feels weird. Not long ago, I barely bumped into a woman in the grocery store, and I couldn't stop apologizing, smarting with the kind of shame that stings all the way down to one's ancestors. Humanity feels new to me. Going to eat in a Chili's is irredeemably exciting. After all this time, after last month, last year, last low death toll report that we didn't know was low yet until we saw what was possible when a hospital runs out of gloves, masks, beds, hallways, oxygen. We have looked out for one another by not doing these things. We have grown awkward, our social skills sapped scrawny from lack of blood flow, and now we gather. We pretend this is just music again, just buttered popcorn and light, just a Southwestern-themed cheeseburger that we take on our tongues and find it transfigured into so much beyond what our minds can hold. All right. So we're partly that. We're not here today. I'm speaking to you via video, of course, but I look forward to getting around to different communities in the state, as do so many different touring artists and performing artists. So we'll be back soon. And we are grateful for this opportunity, though, to do a little bit together. This poem is about kind of taking the arts into some kind of meaning from whatever you have with you, even if it's just a blank piece of paper. So, this poem is called Lemon Juice and Anthrax. Notes written on a blank piece of printer paper mailed to me from Albuquerque in an otherwise empty envelope with no return address. Yes, I looked for a check or an old Peanuts comic strip that could have fluttered out, unseen, or white paper, or a tiny note written in decoder ring code on a fortune cookie receipt. I tested it against a hot light bulb to see if lemon juice letters would bloom like bruises. UV, black light. Put it in the freezer just because. Held it to the sun outside looking for scratches, indentations. Investigated the Hoagie Carmichael stamps from 1996, as that has to be a clue of some sort. Put it close to my nose. Checked for the kinds of secret, both humdrum and spy novel. Oh, empty paper, with nothing, it seems, on your mind. Did your meaning slip behind a refrigerator in Albuquerque, get replaced by a poem someone paid 2 stamps to help me write? One of my favorite places in the state is the highest point in the state, which is out southwest of the Scottsbluff area. I was in Scottsbluff doing a reading, and in the area doing readings supported by the Arts Council. And the Visitors Center asked me to go to the highest point in Nebraska and write a poem that they might be able to use. So it was a fun assignment, and it was great. You know, they gave me a map to get there, which you kind of need because it's a little bit tough to find on some little used roads back there. But it was a blast, and I loved being there. So, standing at the highest point. It's a subtle rise of farmland and cities, cows, bison, rivers, and hills. And here, if the whole state, if everyone turned this way on the clearest day, they would all see your face like a new Nebraska moon. You bumped along interstate, boulevard, gravel, dirt road to the top of your state. You now stand higher than the stone marker set on the precise pivot of a survey point. You luminary. You look out at the old tin windmill, face like a lion's, alone in a field to one side, a row of smooth white turbines lined up to the other, and it's upright smooth, how it's hard to decipher the way this state slopes up to you. Green field, pasture, no crags or high rises, only one bluff like the horizon has a chip in it, and still not as high up as you, as if Nebraska was made like a quilt, shaken out in the wind and set here across sage and bright winter wheat. You lay back, think about work left to do. But for now, take in a book, line by line, the sun making your face shine. Thank you so much. Enjoy the conference.